Today we ask a strange question. Can one exaggerate when he tells over the Haggadah Shel Pesach? He relate the stories, the Nisim and Niflaos, the miracles that HaKadosh Baruch Hu performed for our forefathers. Can you exaggerate when you tell it over to the kids? Do you know the lice? Each lice was the size of a camel. Can you say that? Or better off staying away from changing from the truth? Haggadas Eliyahu, who is Rabbi Eliyahu HaItamari from Izmir, Turkey, the author of the Shevet Musa. So we're going hundreds of years back. He wrote about close to 40 different svarim. In Halacha and Haggadah, he writes a major chiddush. We say in the Haggadah Shel Pesach, V'chol amar b'lesaper b'yitzias Mitzrayim, arei ze meshubach. One who tells over a lot of the story of Yitzias Mitzrayim, he is praiseworthy. That's what we always thought it means. But he explains differently. V'chol hamarbe, one who increases, in other words, even if he increases, and he says things that never happened. And the example that he brings is that, the lice in Mitzrayim was the size of a camel. Even though that did not happen, since the Kodesh Baruch Hu could have done that, he just didn't need to. It comes out that he's not lying. With that, he is praiseworthy. That's how he explains this sentence, which is a phenomenal chiddush. And it does sound like a great chiddush, but after you see the question of the Netziv and Reb Shlomo Zalman Auerbach, maybe it's not such a big question, such a big chiddush. Because they both ask. When he say, Kol amar belesaper, harei ze meshubach, it's a very strange thing, because that is a complete obligation. If you do what you need to do, are you praiseworthy? When you do above and beyond, then you're meshubach, you're praiseworthy. But if you get up in the morning and you put tefillin on or you keep the Shabbos, you sit in the sukkah, are you praiseworthy? You're just doing what they told you. You're obligated to do so. So what does it mean? Kol hamarbe harei ze meshubach. But according to what the Haggadah Eliyahu explains, it works very well. One who tells the story does exactly what they told him to do. That's the obligation. But kol hamarbe, if you increase and exaggerate, then harei ze meshubach. That's a phenomenal chiddush. But the Netziv who asked this question also answers. And he says, Shulchan Aruch, we learn that the obligation to say the stories of Yitzias Mitzrayim, the Nisan Niflaos, Halachos, is only ad shetachtefenu sheina, until one feels so tired he's falling asleep. But it's not without any break. You stop to eat. You go to an important place. Says the Netziv. One who tries to make more time, and he eats faster, and he makes more time to be able to say more of the story of Yitzias Mitzrayim, he is praiseworthy because he did now more than his obligation. Rebbe Eliyahu Zatzal, he explains, the obligation is to tell it until you fall asleep. You're tired, you're falling asleep, you're good to go. But one who gets to that point and he's exhausted, but he stands and he says, I'm going to continue. He takes some coffee, his stomach with part of milk, and he says, no, I'm going to continue. I'm not going to give in. I'm going to continue. Harei ze meshubach, because again, he's doing above and beyond his obligation. Some explain differently. Some Mefarshim explain when it says Harei ze meshubach, he is praiseworthy. We're not talking about the person who's saying the story of Yitzias Mitzrayim. We're talking about HaKadosh Baruch Hu. When you say more and more of the Nisim and Niflaos that HaKadosh Baruch Hu performed for us, Harei ze HaKadosh Baruch Hu, he is meshubach. He is being praised by you. Maybe we don't have a question. The Sifsei Yitzchak Haggadah, he explained it a different way. There are opinions that one can be Yoitze, saying the Haggadah Shel Pesach, the story of Yitzias Mitzrayim, through what's called Shomeya Ke'oiner. And that works for many, many halachos. For example, Friday night, one does Kiddush. He has a kavanah to be Moitzi, others who are listening. They have a kavanah to be Yoitze through him. They say Amen, Shomeya Ke'oiner. One who hears the bracha, it's like saying it. For some things it works, for something it doesn't. Kriyas Shema, you can't have someone else do it for you. So there is a machlokes whether you can use this concept of Shomea Ke'oine, this halachic principle, to be Yoitze, the story of Yitzias Mitzrayim. If we're going with the opinion that this works. And you can use Shomea Ke'oine, so you don't have to open your mouth. And yet, you do. And you don't rely on the fact that you can actually use somebody else to do it, and you yourself do it. This person is praiseworthy because again he is doing more than his obligation.